Kelly Olynyk used to, I don't know if he sent it to you, but on Snapchat, him and his friends used to do 40-bar Friday.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, so
freestyling?
Yeah, so like every Friday, I would just get like 100 snaps, and it's like, you know what today is, and it'd be him and like all this.
I didn't even know that.
Him and
That
this Canadian.
is funny.
So they're like, hey, bro, ET, just line up, bro. We about to get started. Like, so we're around the table. I'm like, get started with what? And it's like, bro, it's Friday. So now they really turned, and I'm like, oh, this is serious. So 2 minutes goes by, and then like they warmed up, and then we freestyled till like 3 a.m., bro.
Welcome back to Point Game. I'm CJ Toledano, and I'm joined here with my co-host, Isaiah Thomas. IT, how you feeling?
I'm good. Ready to talk some hoops, man. You already know what time it is.
I feel like, we're nearing Christmas, the holiday time. Like the season is really ramping up. We're finding out what teams are good, what players are having a good start to this season, and who we to look forward to come All-Star break. But we got a jam-packed show this week. As this show evolves, we're trying to do things bigger and better each episode. And so this week we actually have a very special guest, our first guest on the show. One of your good friends, Evan Turner, joined us for a dope interview that we recorded in Boston last week. And then we're going to talk about everything that's going on in the NBA, from a special player who is calling it after 21 seasons, Chris Paul, who I'm excited to hear, your stories with him and your thoughts on that.
For sure.
And then we're also going to be debuting a new segment with you called No Days Off, that it really kind of embodies what you're all about in the brand Slow Grind. So I'm excited to get in that with you. But I wanted to open up the show with Chris Paul. He announced the other day that he, after 21 seasons, is going to retire. So just wanted to hear your general reaction of that. Like I feel like he was another one of the smaller guards that were making waves out the gate, just like you were. And you guys probably had some battles together. So I wanted to get your reaction on CP, that news in his sort of career.
First off, shout out to CP, one of the best guards that ever played a game. One of my mentors, somebody that I looked up to, in high school and college, and got to build a relationship throughout our careers. Dating back to when I was in college, when I first got invited to one of his elite camps, and I was able to build that relationship then. Then years down the line, when I became a pro, he invited me back to mentor the high school and college kids, like when I was in high school and college. So, you got to give a big shout out to Chris Paul. Like I said, he's helped me in so many ways. He's transcended the game in so many ways. So you got to give him his flowers. 21 seasons for somebody's is, just touching 6 foot. Like that's an amazing feat. Not too many players can say they did it like him. And he's made a very big impact on the game. And like I said, I can't give Chris Paul his flowers enough, because he deserves it. And shout out to CP for real.
He's always going to be like incredible career, Hall of Fame, but I will definitely think about him as one of the biggest what if players, because he came so close to getting some championships. I mean, we all remember he was supposed to go over to the Lakers, that Dwight Howard team, and David Stern vetoed that.
There's no superstar that gets traded in this league unless the owner says go ahead with it. And in the case of New Orleans, the representative of the owner said that's not a trade we're going to make.
But that representative was you, if I'm right.
Correct.
And was that the right move to make?
Buy a ticket and see. We'll see how it works out.
And it's like, team up with Kobe and Dwight and all that. Like, who would have known? And then, I don't know if you have any other, like with the Rockets too. We all forget, like he went, that Rockets team went 7 games with the Warriors. But he had gotten hurt in game 5 and didn't even get to play those other 2 games. So it's like, if he was healthy, they might have been in the finals that year. So, where do you put sort of CP in the what if conversation of, could he have won a title, or what do you think about that?
I think that the title thing is tough, because there's so many like different things that have to happen. Like, you got to have a lot of luck. Your health got to be on your side. Obviously your team got to be good. And he's been on a few teams that's been really good and been probably championship favorites. Just things didn't line up, whether he got hurt. I know there was a few playoff postseasons where he got hurt. I remember he messed up his hand a few times, his thumb, and then like the biggest one you said, where I think they were up 3-2 against the Warriors, and he tore his hamstring. It was something to that significance of where like he was that close. If he didn't get hurt that year, they probably would have won it. And then there was another year they were up 3-1 against the Rockets when he was on the Clippers, and they lost that series. So there is a lot of what ifs, but that definitely doesn't take away from what he brought to the game of basketball. Probably our last true point guard that's going to play the game as of right now, as the game is changing and they're trying to go away from the traditional point guard.
Yeah.
Man, he's one of my favorites ever, bro. We've had so many battles, so many times where we got into it because we were just ultimate competitors. And then after the game, I'm hugging and kissing his mom. He's hugging and kissing my parents. So like, he's an amazing mentor, man. I can't say enough about him. Am I surprised he's retiring? I am, because he loves the game so much. And like a guy that played all 82 games in his 20th year, obviously he's in a situation to where, you know, he's not playing a lot. He's in and out of rotation. So that's probably the first time in his career that he's dealt with this. And it's probably tough as well. And then at the end of the day, he's missing time with his family, which is most important. So I understand where his head's at. I just always want to give Chris Paul his flowers. He's another small guard that paved the way for so many smaller guys like myself and everybody after us. One of the most down-to-earth superstars you'll ever, interact with. And like I said, shout out to CP, Hall of Famer, first ballot, going down as one of the best to ever do it.
I also just want to say, to me, he might be one of the greatest NBA journeymen. Like wherever he went, he made an impact. And, watching the Thunder win last year, I was kind of like, man, they should show some appreciation for CP that one year when Shea was new and Dort, and he got him to the playoffs that first time. And that was sort of the sign of like, Thunder and Sam Presti's plan is playing out, and like having that veteran presence there. Cause now, SGA and those Dort and all those guys and Caruso, they're the vets now, but like CP was a vet back then when they made the playoffs that one year. So that can all start with veteran presence at some of these younger teams, as we talked about a lot.
And not to cut you off, like he definitely started that in OKC. They didn't know what winning was about when he got there. I remember when he got traded there, people were thinking he was going to get a buyout, not wanting to go to OKC. And he really changed that whole culture. And that's what a guy like Chris Paul is going to do. He's a ultimate professional, somebody that takes the game super serious. So he's laid the foundation for guys like SGA and all those guys that follow him. So obviously, they won a championship without him, but he laid the foundation on how to be a pro, how to come in each and every day and take care of your business, and ultimate leadership. In every situation he's been a part of, he hasn't won a championship, but he's changed the trajectory of those franchises no matter what throughout his whole career. So that says a lot about a guy like Chris Paul.
Incredible. Excited to watch the rest of this year, his little retirement tour going on. So I wanted to shift topics here. We've talked about NBA beefs a little bit here. I don't think it's anything too serious, but we saw the Mavericks and Grizzlies played a couple of days ago, and there were some words back and forth between Ja Morant and Klay Thompson. Just to recap here, I think the quotes were from Ja said to and Ja, who's hurt, who was on the bench injured, but he had said to Klay Thompson that you're a bum now. Kind of comparing him to Klay's a legend, right? One of the best shooters ever. We call him a bum now. And then, Klay had a sort of a long, quote, towards it, just like kind of saying like Ja should, we should be seeing more of Ja playing, talking about more of Ja's, playing career and he's not taking accountability.
He's been running his mouth for a long time, and it's funny to run your mouth when you're on the bench. It's kind of the story of career so far, just leaving us wanting more. We all want to see him out there and do his best, but he's just been letting a lot of other stuff get in the way of that.
I find some truth in that. I'm curious on both, not on both sides, but like the bum thing. Like Klay had a legendary time in the Warriors. Now he's on, the end of his career, not his end of his career, but a few more years. But I'm curious to hear what you thought about, this growing beef between those two.
First off, I don't think it's beef. At the end of the day, like I'm a professional trash talker. So I believe that's just hoop talk. Like, like Ja called him a bum yet. I mean, you can call him that, but Klay Thompson's not a bum. He's first ballot Hall of Fame for sure, 4-time champion. Like the list can go on about the accomplishments he's had throughout his career. Even Ja knows that. But I just think that was just hoop talk. Like he was big up in his shooter too, which saying that, we got the best shooter in the NBA, not the guy that played for the Warriors. So I think he's just talking mess. And Klay Thompson's a little older, so he took it to where like, okay, we're going to be a little professional about this. Yeah. You've known what I've done. We need to see you out here on the court, not just whether it be hurt, whether it be on the bench, whether it be, he's been suspended a few times. Obviously, we know about that. So he took a little dig that might hurt as well. So I think they both had their sides to it. All I always say to any professional, any guy that's in sports that talks mess, especially hoop, just keep it hoop. If we're gonna talk our little back and forth, just keep it hoop and don't allow it to get personal. So I think it's all fun and games. Klay probably took it a little more serious. Yeah. I don't know if Ja is super serious. I don't know those guys in terms of being in the locker room, if they like each other or not, but that's hoop talk. Like where I come from, I'm from the land of, Gary Payton, Seattle Sonics, to where nothing's off limits. So what he said, the bum thing, I would have just said,
look at the rings.
My comeback to that, look, I'm not even going to say the rings because we know about the rings. Yeah. My comeback to that is, you think your shooter's the best, ask him who he looked up to when he was going through his journey. Ask him who he wanted to be like. Not saying it was me, but I know I had a big influence on his career. I'm saying stuff like that. See, like I told you, I'm a professional trash talker. So I'm locked in on when anybody's talking mess. But I've been in Josh's shoes where I've been hurt and on the bench, and I've been that guy talking shit too. So like I get it. It's all fun and games. I don't think it's personal from the outside looking in. Somebody might have took it personal, but that's the game of basketball. And if you can't talk mess while you play or before and after games, the only thing I say to any trash talker, I say, be consistent. Talk when you're down, talk when you're up. Don't just talk when things are sweet for you or things are going well. I remember Michael Jordan saying that. Like, talk when the series is 0-0. Don't talk when you're up 2-0 or up 1-0 and you got a little, a head of steam in you. Just talk at all times. So I'm happy to see where that goes on throughout the rest of the year as they are both in the Western Conference. Teams are both not doing that well. So we'll see where that is come, January, February.
Well, just to close out this segment, I guess, is you said that because everyone knows you as a nice guy, but you were one of the best trash talkers. I
feel like people me?
Really, I feel like not many people know that.
See, I play the game. The game. I'm nice at times, fam.
Well, what's the best trash talking moment you've ever had?
There's so many, I can't even tell you. You got to ask. With that, that comes with the guests that we're about to bring on throughout the season. Okay. So they got to tell you. Like, you remember Evan was talking to you. I got some PG-13 stories. I got some rated R stories that, might not can hit the air at times because when I start, it's hard to stop. I start, there's, like I told you, I come from the Gary Payton era. Like, nothing is off limits, bro. We're going, except, like, we're not talking about your family or nothing like that. We're going to keep it hoop, like I said, but it can get there at times.
Okay. Well, that is a perfect segue because I feel like Evan, our guest is joining us here. He gets into you pull back the curtain, get in the locker room. Here's some of those stories. So let's take a break here on Point Game. We'll be back with our interview with Isaiah Thomas's teammate, Evan Turner. We got a special guest here because we are in Boston honoring IT. He said on the last episode, one of his favorite teammates, you know him as 2010 National Player of the Year at Ohio State, second overall pick with the Sixers, host of Point Forward podcast. Everyone, please welcome Evan Turner.
What up, bro? Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate y'all.
You're our first special guest on the pod. Yeah.
Very special guest. Okay.
I had to go with ET.
No, I appreciate that. My man Isaiah shows me a lot of love. We've been locked in since we were like 16. So, clearly whenever he calls me, or even when he just thinks of me, because I got so much respect for him, I don't take it for granted. Like, you meet a lot of people like real one, but like he a thorough dude. So I'm really honored to be here.
Appreciate it, killer.
Well, that's what I want. I wanted to ask the question last episode, but I wanted to know like about that first time you guys sort of met, who you were as players and people back then. Cause you said 16 ABCD camp, like.
Yeah, actually we'll go further. So
oh, wow.
So it's super. We played in Iowa. We were 15. Yeah. The Super Showcase.
Iowa.
The Super Showcase for 15
that's
under.
Crazy.
So this is the levels of difference.
Yeah.
So he met me at Reebok. I met him when we were 15 at the Super Showcase. So I'm playing for the Illinois Knights. For whatever reason, the showcase wasn't as big as it was supposed to be. I think they were trying to cancel it. It was only like 10 teams there. And there's a group called the United Mixed Salad. So it's like...
that was our team, United Salad.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
What?
Yeah.
Like the food?
Like the company, United Salad Company.
Oh,
we're sponsored by United Salad Company.
And it was legit. And it was Nike. Nike team.
Nike.
They were
a billionaire
legit.
owner. It's just our name was nasty.
And so we walk into the gym and they're like, there's a kid named Kyle Singler and a kid named Isaiah Thomas. We're like, man, who the hell do they think they are? And then literally, bro, they beat us by like 35 points. Like it was a blowout. So the rest of the tournament, when they played, we would just watch them. And I was like, yo, there's a kid named Isaiah that got like the best half spin I ever seen. And I was like, yo, there's a white boy named Kyle Singler. Like, I don't know if y'all think he's better than Derik Rose. Like that's literally what I thought. At the time,
he was no. Kyle Singler was amazing.
I was like, there's a way he hoop. Like I'm like Larry Bird, but faster with a hand. I said, bro, he didn't miss. He was 6'6". He had post game, and this all back in the day. So we played them then. So I remember going back to high school and just like always Googling and trying to look like, damn, what Isaiah Thomas doing? What's this white dude Kyle Singler doing? Like, and back then it was like OG time, so Oregon might as well have been like Pluto.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? And then I knew I had to get my weight up, clearly, because they kicked their ass. And then obviously I had to get better, and I was good enough to eventually make it to the ABCD camp.
Yeah.
And by the time we saw each other again, I don't think he remembered me too much.
I'm definitely not from the Iowa thing.
Yeah,
that's
like,
crazy.
He said the first time was ABCD.
But Iowa, I didn't even that was my first and only time ever in Iowa too.
Yeah, no, literally.
I remember
so
that.
I don't even think you remember that. Yep. So that was it. So by the time we hit when I saw him at ABCD camp, whether he liked me or not, I'm like, you got a friend. So then we showed up. We ended up doing our first photo shoot for Slam magazine. And who was back there?
Brandon Jennings, Johnny Flynn,
DeMar DeRozan, Dimitri McCamey, but you was a McDavid model.
You said with all the accessories.
I was a McDavid. I had the elbow pads, all of that.
And I had a Reebok on.
See, so you had a good. Who had? DeMar DeRozan had P. Miller.
Yeah, they was both. Lil Romeo and them had P. Miller on. Yeah,
the little 76 jersey that said P. Miller.
One, I remember those.
Then Brandon Jennings had the Jordan. Yeah, he was the top dog.
Yeah. He was, bro.
He was,
bro. Low key, bro. Even back then, like we were all talking, and he only spoke to certain people.
For sure.
Like literally, like he was such the man that
Brandon Jennings.
No, I mean when he sat there, we just like, oh, this is a superstar.
Yeah.
Like,
he had the brand Jordan. He had
everything. And I knew he was good because I thought Isaiah was unreal. And Isaiah wasn't tripping on Isaiah. Like, they saying that's a... And then from there, obviously, we had catapulted. I think I went into like my senior year, you reclassified, and then we were just
went to prep school.
Watching each other kill. So when he came out of college and was like, I remember when he hit the big shot at the Staples Center, and I'm just like, bro, that dude been cold since we were like kids, so it never shocked me. And then, obviously after the first year with the Kings, you just see. I remember Jay Larranaga was like, man, that dude just shows up early, and like stays late, but he's here super early. And he's like, I remember we were like warming up, say something about people that do that. He's like, that's not normal. And he's saying he was always good. That's what Jay Larranaga said. He's like, he's gonna be like legit. And then from there, I was trying to resurface my career in Boston, and I think Danny didn't care about that, and he brought in Isaiah, and I went straight to the bench.
There was a few point guards on that team, right?
Yeah, but he was like the
Rondo
point when I got
left.
there.
He
was the point when I got Rondo just left right before I got there.
Yeah, and it was between me and Smart. So you see why they upgraded, and then but no, that was it. And from there, we were able to do some. It was one of my favorite teams, obviously one of my favorite teammates, but we were able to do some amazing stuff. And I think in part of my career, like where Isaiah was able to take it, he carried us along with him. And I was able to be in some big games, big moments, and partake in that due to, the greatness and the effort that he put in. Like during that time, we didn't even have a national TV game.
Right.
And then from there, like, it was just like a guaranteed thing. We lost the big three. They traded Rondo. Like nobody paid attention to us. Yeah. And the second he came, like no, I'm saying that. But the second he showed up, they forced a national TV game versus Detroit, and then we just started cooking from there. But his energy, like mentality and stuff, like really revigorated all our careers.
So we get to the Celtics. He was saying, I mean, you could look it up, but the roster was interesting, and you guys ended up making a run with that squad.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, the most obvious stars on that team. And he was talking about that brotherhood. So I guess, there was Jay Crowder, was Marcus Smart. Who else was on that squad?
Avery Bradley. Tyler Zeller.
Kelly Olynyk.
Damn, who else was on our team? RJ Hunter. Shout out Terry Rozier.
Terry Rozier, T-Row.
Yeah.
Who else? We had Amir Johnson.
Sully.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jared Sullinger.
Yeah, Jonas Jerebko. And to say about that team, I think we were all in like a spot where we had a chip on our shoulder, like in a positive sense, And I think not only did we have a chip on our shoulder, I thought it was a real locker room where we communicated heavily, and we all kind of comprehended like what type of cog we were in that system.
Yeah.
And I think Brad did a great job just keeping it real. When we showed up, like, and we were trying to figure out who was going to do what, he's like, Isaiah's the best playmaker we have. Does anybody have a problem with that?
Yeah.
No? Okay. So now let's figure out what we're going to do from here. But I think we all wanted each other to win very, very badly. And there was no real hate. And I remember we had a conversation, actually saying what type of leader Isaiah was, going back and forth in the locker room with an individual. And we were kind of feeling like he wasn't being the best teammate. And when we sat there, we were just like, "Hey, bro, just so you know, like we need to do better to seem like some hating ass shit. Like as a teammate, you need to step up, bro, and like be accountable." And to his credit, the man did step up, became a better teammate. And
after that,
but those little conversations were everything,
Well, because Brad was still coming to his own, I feel like, in that moment. Like, they hadn't found like that coach, right? So like you guys were all, again, rebuilding. So like what clicked finally in that following season?
I think I honestly think what made our teams good and is just like he said, like we messed with each other. Like, we really kicked it with each other, like especially me and him. Like we'll be in the hotel late nights just chopping it up till 2, 3 in the morning, no matter where it's at. So, but we had guys like that on the team that spent time with each other, whether it be on the court or off the floor, going to dinner, all those types of things, celebrating with each other. So I think that was like a big thing for that group because we wasn't talented like that. We wasn't, if you look at us on paper, like, we probably look like we ain't winning anything because of the group we had. But like we all, like he said, we all was counted out. We all was trying to prove to, I think everybody in that point in their career was trying to prove that they were more valuable, they were worth more, they were better players. And then we just all came together and really did our thing together for that little time. But it made a big impact on the city for sure. So
let me ask you this. So like funniest teammate, and I guess funniest moment on that squad.
Bro, we just had a goofy ass group of I thought he'll probably get pissed at this, but we used to gamble on the plane. And I would play at the table where they were really paying money.
Right.
So like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, there was another table.
Another table. You be like, bro, are y'all playing Monopoly? Like the fuck? Like, so they did this man so bogus. So we know they about to waive David Lee.
Yeah.
But they all owe David Lee like collectively like a quarter. So David Lee, like, I could be gassing this a bit. David Lee, like, man, I'm finna get bought out. I'm going to Mavericks, all this. So he get up and go to the bathroom. I ain't gonna say who at the table. These niggas was like, yo, so the deadline Tuesday, is we paying? literally paying. Like, are we paying?
Yeah.
Like, are y'all paying? So like literally, they like, nah, we ain't gonna pay. So then by the time we see him next, like when we play the Mavs, Dave is like in the shooting around line, like, hey bro, where that bread at? Where that bread at? Like, you know, David Lee got money, so he kind of like, damn, like he wanted like broadcast. Like, where?
Eddie's a smart ass too.
Eddie's a smart ass too. He said, damn,
David
so
Lee.
I can't get my little 60,000 from you? Like, damn, big ballers. Like,
as like a casual NBA fan, we don't like people don't know about David Lee at all.
That's
they think
funny.
he's just like,
Nah,
you know,
David
Uber
Lee
check in, check out.
David Lee was the
Lee's
funniest,
funny.
coolest, like waviest.
Yeah.
I was telling somebody the other day, I was like, and now I mean like to diss David Lee. I don't want to talk about like real money and people finding somebody, man, David Lee was just getting to it. And I was like, he's living like different life. And he lived in Tom Brady's old house for like $30K a month.
Wow.
Like he was so booming that like we might be like, hey, what you wearing tonight? And I might be like, man, Gucci and Jordans, and like our fit might be like $2,300. I'm like, what you wearing, D Lee? Man, jeans, a black tee, and a $250,000 watch. Like he might pull up to the club and be like,
for sure.
Like, I ain't gonna go in here, bro. Like, but I'll buy a bottle, and he'll just like, he'll do like 5 figures. Like, all right, man, y'all enjoy y'all. Like,
incredible.
Like, he was a cool. I still talk to D Lee.
Yeah, D Lee. Yeah. I still talk to D Lee too. D Lee was one of the coolest
the best
teammates,
stories
bro.
too, bro. Yeah. And I always thought D Lee and Brad's relationship was hilarious because like. I think Brad thought D Lee was done. I think D Lee thought Brad was an idiot. But I think they both had so much respect for each other.
Yeah, they really liked each other.
Yeah, they liked each other.
They were like opposite of who each other was. What D Lee did, Brad hated. How Brad coached, D Lee like, come on, man. We not doing that because Brad was coming from college. So a lot of stuff Brad did, like especially early on, was kind of like college type stuff, which is.
And also, too, Brad was trying to win, so like
everything.
Even sometimes, like, bro, this dude's killing us. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, we were so bad at the time where it was kind of like, hey, bro, you can't be worse than our worst players. Like, now you fucking the game up.
And it was funny because he was coming from the Warriors, so it was always, man, we did this over there, we did. And I get that, but it was like, we ain't trying to hear that shit,
man. Like your 3-man is shooting 22% from the 3. You are not at the Warriors no more. Your big man is shooting literally.
That is funny, bro.
Yeah, so I thought he was super cool, man. But David Lee was wavy, and then Kelly Olynyk, for whatever reason, I don't think people knew how cool and
Kelly's the coolest.
Yeah, Kelly Olynyk used to. I don't know if he sent it to you, but on Snapchat, him and his friends used to do 40-bar Friday.
Oh, they did.
Yeah,
so freestyling?
Yeah, so like every Friday, I would just get like 100 snaps, and it's like, you know what today is, and it'd be him and like all this.
I didn't even know that. That is funny.
I must find a video of us in the basement. I went to his basketball camp in Kamloops, Canada, right?
I remember I was supposed to go to that.
Yeah. So he said, man, just come over to the house, bro. We're just kicking a mob out. So I'm like, all right. So I go downstairs. I have a bunch of Canadians. It's 2016, 20. I'm like, mob out? How hard are we mobbing type shit? So they're like, hey, bro, ET, just line up, bro. We about to get started. Like, so we're around the table. I'm like, get started with what? And it's like, bro, it's Friday. So literally, they play that E40 song to warm them up. Pause. Like, you ever been in prison? Nope. You ever been in Nope. So like while I'm sitting here, I'm like, what is going on? I just keep hearing nope, and just see all these white boys just bouncing. And then like, so now they really turn, and I'm like, oh, this is serious. So 2 minutes goes by, and then like they warmed up, and then we freestyled till like 3 a.m., bro. Like I'm gonna send y'all some.
That's funny. I need to see that.
That is crazy.
KO is one of the coolest teammates. His hat always backwards.
Yeah.
Take a shower in that hat.
Yo, you said something where we all were discussing our like our scouting report coming out of college and like what our pre-draft was like. And remember, you were like, bro, imagine what scouts thought when they saw Kelly Olynyk. Like, back then it was 2015. He was shooting the threes,
crazy summer
Larry
league.
Bird,
and he's the first one that started the slow step
for sure.
And they kept calling
really?
Travel. I swear to
if you go back
from
the
10
slow
years
Euro,
ago,
like the
he's
Luka?
the first one to start doing that 10 years
before
he
it was
kept
called anything. All of that,
all that bullshit that
Kelly got game,
yeah,
bro.
our parents said Groom did.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. He was doing all of that. He was unbelievable.
That's
the only
crazy.
thing.
Okay, so you talked about you guys played for Brad. Obviously, they've been through one coach and then Mazzulla now, who is such a strong personality. So I guess, like, what are you guys thinking about him? Would you guys have flourished under Joe? Like, how have you seen from the outside, I guess, the identity of the Boston Celtics change since the time you guys were there?
I was a prima donna, so you had to talk to me nice, or else I wasn't.
And Joe's not doing that.
Or else you were going to talk to my agent. Nah. I kind of let that go by the time I hit Boston, but bro, you got to be able to play and like make the court. I think one thing that occurs that when you go certain places, and we all know it's culture. Culture is a very important thing, and whether you think so, the best way that somebody can show you respect is trying to compete hard versus you or coach you very hard. And I think as a professional athlete, especially like Isaiah, when he wanted to take it to the next level every single year, like you gotta have somebody that is with you in that circle pushing you, like how Joe does, how the standard email Doka has from his players. Like even with Brad, it's like, no, this is what we do here. This is what I expect from you, and that's the standard. And that's just a Boston culture.
I wanted to ask you guys, because you guys both come from strong basketball scenes. Chicago, obviously, Seattle, Tacoma. Which scene would you think is better?
I'm gonna be completely honest with you, G. I was telling somebody recently, I want to see like a scoring doc. Like I just want to see I want somebody to put together a documentary of all the scorers that like Malachi Flynn. Like I'm talking about like I'm just talking about like y'all got nothing but Aaron Brooks, bro.
Yes, Aaron Brooks.
You know,
oh my God, I forgot about
it.
We got
sneaky.
But our hoop scene is like I've been popping since I was 12. Like our hoop scene is
crazy. But take away Jordan, you know, like that legacy.
But I'm saying like Chicago high school scene.
Right.
Like
I remember watching the what was the show called when I was young?
Preps.
Chicago Preps.
Chicago Preps. Eddie Curry.
My goodness.
Will Bynum. Yeah, Will Bynum.
Yeah, bro. The high school, the high school game. I don't know about Seattle, but the high school games are bigger than the pro games on my person. On my line, bro.
I remember he used to tell me that.
Yeah, like so, and then especially when D Rose is around, like that shit was a.
You played against D Rose in high school.
Yeah. We're same class.
And you got what was in the playoffs? You lost to him in the sectionals or whatever.
Yeah, to go down state.
Yeah.
No, I did it to him. You know what happened?
I know all these stories.
Yeah, I did it to him.
Sure.
But D Rose is unbelievable. Like, don't let me like hype that up. But we had by the time I hit what happened? By the time I hit my senior year, like I was obviously top in the country, and there was a conversation where I was the second best player in the state, but it was looking like it was worth discussing versus Derik, even though it wasn't.
Yeah.
So they set up 2 games. Obviously, the first game was a pretty big game, and we both had 30 apiece. And then like the second game, which was such a big game to go down state, I think I had he got in foul trouble. I had 30, but they had such a good team. We lost, but no, I did my thing, bro. I don't ever want this to go. Like Derik was big for Chicago, but that's it. They gave him 25 straight. They gave him 25 straight.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
we got real love.
We'll
put
the tape together. That's my job. Is you guys remember those games, and we'll find it, and we'll cut it together.
I want to see it. It probably won't look as good as I think, but it'd be legit. What do you think about the Seattle because it's a
or
conversation.
The differences.
I'm not sure. I mean, we got hoopers, but.
Y'all can score, bro.
Yeah.
I think eventually, if you look at some of our guys, our shit comes with a physicality, defensive minded, blue collar, post game. It's Pat Bev, Pat Bev averaged 30. Our hoopers look like that, and not in a weird way. Not in a weird way. D Wade's one of the best shooting guards ever.
Yeah.
What did he play like? He played a 6'3" postman.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And our shit's all physicality,
our shit a little just smooth. West Coast, that's what it is.
West Coast, y'all might get to
back.
120, we get into 70.
For sure.
And we rest, we playing.
We scoring that thing.
Yeah.
And everybody from that area is similar in that way in terms of they ain't really no point guard. They ain't really they're getting a basket. But the one thing I will say about where I'm from is we can play outside, inside, all of that. And I'm not saying y'all can't, because Chicago is all respect to Chicago. But that's one thing I think that stands out for us. Like, we can play at the park, or we can go really hoop in the gym and be really good at it. Like a lot of the guys that made it out of where I'm from can do both, and that's hard to do both.
That is so. That remember, we used to always have those conversations in the locker room. We be talking like hooping, and like sometimes Jay might say this, Avery might say this, and we was always like, all right, roll. I'm cool on ones. Like roll the ball
straight.
out. I know I'm Gucci.
I know you.
I say this all the time. I say, hey, say what you're like. I'm good on ones. So tell me who can handle the ones.
Because
and Isaiah said the same thing.
For sure.
I think Jared would be like, I'm Gucci. I'm all right.
That's when dudes to get quiet and everything. Don't talk no shit. Crazy. You can't do this.
And that's when I think we were always super tight. So I'm like, hey, bro, you nice, bro, but you know I can get to it. Like I used to always be like, you know I can get to it. And when we be in the locker room, like, can y'all want to talk about hoopers? Like, some of y'all play basketball, bro. We hoop. Like
hoopers.
Like,
there's a difference.
You leave me in the gym, fuck around, have a heart attack on you, bro. Because you're gonna give you 100,000. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
And I think that's the difference sometimes where, like, when you sit there, like, those West Coasters, especially the scores, man, like, Isaiah can score 50, like, until he's 55. Like, like, you look at Malachi Flynn, you look at it, like I said, Aaron Brooks is the perfect example. He was doing that back in the day. He's 5'9", like no nothing, and then Blood Roy, unreal. Blood Roy. That was my favorite hooper. Blood Roy is my favorite hooper.
No, he's a huge what if. I mean, like people talk about D Rose what if, but like Brandon was in his prime until that knee stuff happened.
Yeah, because what was he? He's Rookie of the Year, NBA All-Star,
3-time All-Star,
and then he was first team All, second team All NBA before the knee. Kobe said that was the toughest.
They said toughest guy, and he had no weakness.
Yeah,
that's what they said.
You guys, I love you guys bringing up names of like when you're in high school. Who are some of these other guys where you're like, oh, they might do something that the generations now know? Like any other guys besides the D Roses, the Malachis, any other players that we missed out on?
OJ Mayo.
OJ Mayo,
OJ Mayo was tough. So there's a kid with these big ass eyes, like a long head, and like crooked teeth that just kept always looking at me. And I'm like, the fuck? Like, why does this nigga keep looking at me? So then, like, he just kept, like, just looking through my soul, like, all the time. I'm like, bro, what is to this? Like, So when we finally start playing, he just keep looking at me. And then we start hooping. He like, I got him. And I'm like, bro, this man's on my top. Like, word. Bro, this gave me the longest day of my life. You want to know who it was? James Harden.
I was going to say that
Lake Artesia. I kid you not.
No. Facial hair, no nothing.
No, bro.
Long head.
When I tell you one battle I never won, Buddy been busting my ass. Like, I remember one time, right? BJ Mullins played for OKC Thunder. This when James was coming off the bench. BJ Mullins comes to my house the night before, and I'm like, "Oh, what's going on?" He say, "Oh, such and such is sitting. I think James might start tomorrow." But he's like, "Hey, bro, kill him, bro." He was talking crazy about just talking about, I got him. In my head, I'm like, man, no, son. So the next day, I'm like, fuck it, bro. I'm just gonna come out and I'm gonna really try to kill this, bro. If y'all go back and look at that footage, man, I think he could have ran off 16. This is OKC, James. So this is before it was really popular.
For sure.
He was. I don't know how I was able. I left the game where Kevin Durant is there, and this man gave me the most work. I'm talking about killed me the whole night, bro. He must have gave me 16 in the first half, but that was, I think. Yeah, that was the wildest.
So he been lining you up since ABCD.
I don't know what my mama told him.
He's still doing it. He just did to Peyton Pritchard the other night.
Man, cold, bro.
All right, and so the reason why we're here in Boston is you are given the award, the Basketball Legacy Award to IT here from the city of Boston. So I guess what does that mean for you? Like, how is that a special that you were chosen to do this?
No, I told him when he told me, I was like, damn, you know what I mean? I almost brought a tear to my eye. I got so much respect for Isaiah, him as a man. I literally watched how he worked, even what he's going through now. His whole story, who he is, the epitome of a man, and it's biblical in that sense, And I've always just looked up to him and been a fan of his. So anytime just as a person, everything. Anytime like it's reciprocated, you don't take it for granted. Could have asked 100 different people, and you know, to be in that circle, or even to share that moment with somebody that's a rarity, like a 1%. Like I don't. That's an act. That's better than even getting inducted. Like, you know, and it shows like a reward of like being a decent human too. Like, you know, I think one thing that I've taken great pride in is like same thing that makes you laugh makes you cry. And I remember I put up 30 one night, and I remember in the locker room guys were cool with it and did it. But I remember Isaiah reached out to him and was like, "Hey, you was killing it tonight, cuz." And you might not think it is at all, but I was like, damn, that's some real ass shit, especially in the heat of like competition. Like I need to be, that challenged me like to be a better teammate, better friend. But I'm like, this is real. Like this is actually real. Like, you know, and from there, you know, it's just dope, bro. Like I don't take it for granted, like the longevity of our friendship, and even just being able to talk about like our kids and shit, and see somebody like he's getting his just due to get like glorified. He's one of the best basketball players I've ever been around. One of the hardest workers I've ever been around, and like pound for pound, like, and you know, he deserves all the sunshine, bro. And for me, just to be part of it and just to wear a suit, bro, like I'm grateful. And you know, I wear this with a badge of honor. Yeah, but it's a blessing.
I appreciate you, fam. For real.
And I want to say this one last thing about Isaiah, because it's the dopest thing I took from him. I remember watching him as a pop, like as a dad, and I used to be like, "Yo, what'd you do today?" So I had to wake up, take my little man to school. I was like, damn, you do that? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah. Or it's like, man, you know, sometimes I wake up early. I was up early, man. My little man wanted to hoop. And I'm like, bro, you just had 30 last night, and you do that. And I remember he wasn't there one day, and he was flying back the same day from Boston to Seattle to take James to his first basketball practice. And I remember even when I go through, like, hell, my friends are here, and I kind of go through, like, some of that stuff, hell or high water, to be a dad. And every time I stop, like I'll text him, I think, and I'm like, nah, Isaiah done this. I've seen him do it. And he ain't never bitch. And that's one thing I always took away from him. It's just like, I'm not like the new standard of like what it takes to be a dad, but a black dad, but just even like, nobody even knows like he did, like does 90% of that shit. And he did all that while averaging 30. And like no credit, no nothing, like, and being there for his wife and everything, like, but being there for his kids, like his kids know him. Yeah. And like the intentionality they show us up with daily, like that's what I've taken so much, and I've tried to be like that for my daughter. And he's an amazing man, and I don't think he gets the credit. My fault for like praising you, bro. But
I appreciate
that's
that,
real, bro.
You know,
real.
We always talk, even if we ain't on the phone, we text. He'll always send a text every now and then just about our friendship, and that shit. For you to be the first guest, like that means, you know how I feel about you, bro.
No, you already know.
And it's genuine, for sure.
All right, welcome back to Point Game. That was our interview with Evan Turner. I mean, we got to keep having ET on because those stories were wild. We had to leave someone on the cutting room floor because we'll save it for another time. But also some of them were rated R, like you said.
Yeah, he's one of a kind. So if we ever need some good conversation, he's always invited back.
We're gonna close out this episode. IT, you and I have been talking, and there's some things you wanted to do here on this platform, a Point Game. You were really excited about this segment. So why don't you take us through what we're about to do in your brand new segment?
All right. So I got a new segment called No Days Off. That's a little mantra of my Slow Grind brand, you know. And it's really giving shine and light to guys in the league that, you know, aren't the superstars, that don't get all the headlines in the social media, don't get all the interviews and the pub that they deserve to give. And as we go through this week by week, some weeks we have a couple players, some weeks we have one. And this week, I want to give light and shine to somebody that has that slow grind mentality. Over a rookie over there with the New Orleans Pelicans, Derik Queen, somebody who, you know, had to mentally have a slow grind mentality because he got hurt in Summer League, I believe, and had a little surgery where he had to just, you know, slow down a little bit and get his mind right. And when he got back healthy, as everybody's seen this year, he's a light, on the New Orleans Pelicans.
Yeah.
He's been having a hell of a rookie year. I think he's played against Joker last few games where even Joker said some really high level things about him.
He's good, He's good. He has some moves. He's definitely crafty. He's he's unorthodox. Great touch around the rim, feel for the game. It's good to see somebody different.
So I got to give a shout out to Derik, a rookie, the New Orleans Pelicans that's had a really great start to the year. Also another shout out to DeAndre Jordan, who is a vet over there.
Yeah.
Showing him the ropes, leading the way for him, giving him all the insight on the right things to do, staying away from the wrong things. Shout out to DJ over there in New Orleans. But the No Days Off segment, I got to give a big shout out to Derik, man. The world's not showing you all the love you deserve, but we got to give you a shout out over here
soon enough
to show that you've been doing your thing, bro.
And I want people who are listening to this podcast, you write these names down. So when everyone's talking about them, when they're on all-star teams and or they're, having crazy playoff performances, you heard IT say it first. But you said you had an experience, watching, Derik even before the league.
Yeah. So last year, NCAA tournament second round of the NCAA tournament, I took my boys to go see, his game last year, which was in Seattle. And he had a hell of a game. He ended up hitting the game winner at the buzzer. They ran a play for a freshman, and he sealed the deal with a buzzer beater.
From the out of bounds to the freshman Queen, who's driving, floats it. Oh! Maryland with life into the Sweet 16.
So that game, I seen the promise that he had and the future that he had. And after that, I knew he was going to the league. So, shout out to him. Hell of a player. Future is super bright. Stay on your slow grind, my brother, and keep battling and keep pushing.
You know what? I saw it the other night because dude's a dog. And there's this one, every hooper knows this tradition where if the game's essentially over, there's a big lead or whatever. They're actually down by, I think, like 20 or 18. And he stole the ball. I forget what team. And everyone was just like dribbling out the clock. He stole the ball and dunked it. And honestly, I feel like we got to revisit that tradition because everyone's like, you don't do that. But it's just like you play to the buzzer. There's a little bit of like, bro. So I thought I liked it.
I love that. Look, I was that guy. I was the guy they were yelling at when I was a rookie and I was getting in the last 2 minutes of the game, down 20 or up 20. I'm playing to the buzzer. If you're going to let the ball just be out in front, I'm going to get it. So I don't fault him. Get your baskets, get your extra rebounds, get your extra assists, play to the buzzer sounds, keep doing your thing, bro.
Yep. We got to rewrite that rule. We got to revisit that one.
We got to, for sure.
I'll do a quick shout out for my No Days Off for this segment. I like Daniss Jenkins. I was texting Zuri, our producer, about 2 weeks ago. I think they were playing the Wizards, which they should have handled that game a little bit better because they're the number one in the East, but it went to overtime. And Daniss Jenkins was having a game. I think he's had like 24, but he had a huge clutch shot in overtime. And I was like, oh, maybe this is a fluke. This guy was a two-way player, G League. But since then, last 2 weeks, he's been going off. He's one of those guys where, Detroit, this is how they're going to keep getting better and being at the top of the East. They just find these guys and these guys who just know what to do with the opportunity. That was the first time hearing about him 2 weeks ago, and I just keep hearing about him. I think they're going to as the Pistons continue to just shine. And they just got Jaden Ivey back, and so the second they figure out how to like work the Cade, Jaden, Daniss, just they got players. They're deep over there. So shout out to Daniss. And I'm excited to keep watching this Pistons team. Like who knows? Sky's the limit for them.
Big shout out to him. I've been seeing him too in the stat sheet, in the box score, doing his thing. Shout out to the Detroit Pistons.
Yep.
You mentioned the decisions that they're making in the front office to get these guys. A big shout out to Treasure Langdon too. Like they're doing their thing over there, man. And it's good to see a team that's, not counted on to be a championship contender to the main media, to the world. And if you really watch the Detroit Pistons game, they got all the tools to make some real noise in the playoffs this year, as they've been showing everybody at the start of this year. So shout out to them. Shout out to Cade Cunningham. They're doing their thing.
Yeah, JB, that's a nice organization over there. Detroit basketball is back.
Detroit basketball.
All right. Well, everyone, please keep it locked. You're going to get some more knowledge dropped on you, some other players. If you got League Pass, you're just like, scroll away from your favorite team. Watch some other hoopers, you know? That's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to give you guys some great basketball homework to check out who else is doing their thing in the league. But this has been Point Game. IT, you got anything else to leave us with?
To piggyback on what you're saying, man, we want to give love to everybody. We're not just the easy guys, not just the superstars, the guys that are on all the commercials. So, you know, we just want to show love and respect and give everybody their flowers that they deserve. And, you know, we're going to keep talking the game, bro.
Yeah. Do you have any shout outs? I know there's some birthdays, special people in your life.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to my wife, Kayla. Her birthday's in a couple days. She's a little older than me, so you're getting old, but you're still beautiful, man. You're still beautiful. I love you. Shout out to my daughter, too. She be watching these and she be wondering why I don't give a shout out. So shout out to my daughter, Journey Girl. You know, I got to shout out to the women in my life.
Love it, man. Well, I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. We'll be back after that to keep talking more hoops. And this has been Point Game presented by Slow Grind, iHeart, Follow Through, and DraftKings. So subscribe. Hey, guys, subscribe, leave comments, keep showing love. Tap in with us.
Come on.